Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel Next Door Aquatics. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. And stay tuned for this video about rescaping my 75-gallon aquarium. Alright, so this video is going to be pretty informal. You can see here I have some things that I'd like to add to my 75-gallon tank. And if I'm being quite honest, I've never been super satisfied with this tank. It's one of my only unplanted tanks because I have fish, severums in here that will eat plants. So this doesn't have any real plants in it. Let me know if you want to down in the comments below what you think I should do. First of all, as you see as we progress in this video, maybe I'm adding too much. Maybe there's too many fake plants. Maybe those 3 rocks that I have in there is 1 rock too many or 2 rocks too many. I really would like to make the wood the centerpiece of the fish, and keeping in mind that these fish, the yellow ones that you see down in the bottom right of the tank, will get pretty substantial in size. So maybe as they get older, I'll have to think about downgrading the size of this tank and making it much smaller. But this is going to be a pretty informal video. It's just me talking. So if you have some ideas, I am all ears. I'd like to hear what you think I should do. If I should minimalize it a little bit more, or maybe keep it like I'm having it now, or as it progresses in this video for now, and then maybe think about thinning out the decor when the fish start getting larger so that they have more space to swim in, because I'm afraid that might be an issue as they get larger. They might need more space. But at the same time, I kind of want to have some hiding spots for them and for some of the other fish. So right now, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, this tank has 2 gold severums and about 8 or so Colombian red and bluefin tetras, and about 12 emerald green cory cats in the bottom, and 2 bristlenose pluckos, one regular one and one calico bristlenose. So you can see I was showing you some of these plants. They've got some algae build up on them. I'm just going to rinse those off and clean them while I'm sort of thinking about adding these 2 pieces of wood that I recently picked up to the tank. And as you'll see in this video, I did a lot of back and forth. Sometimes I'd have it one way, sometimes I have it another way. I move the plants around a bunch. So again, I'm just really uncertain about what I should do to this tank. So again, if you want to, please let me know what you think I should do or don't do to this tank, and maybe thin it out and make it a little less crowded than it is now, especially as the fish get bigger. Now you can see I had a lot of problems with the wood floating. So there's a lot of me just like trying to find rocks and different things to wedge them in place so that, once they've been in the tank a while, that's not going to be a problem. But when you first get wood, if it's too big to soak it, like this piece of wood, I didn't have a bucket big enough to soak it in, and my big boiling pot upstairs, I did boil the other piece of wood that I'm adding to this tank. But this really big one that I'm putting in the center wouldn't fit in my biggest boiling pot. So I just kind of had to figure out a way to try to make it stay in place when I put it in the tank, and that mostly involved wedging it and putting some rocks to weigh it down, and wedging it next to some of the bigger rocks that I have already in this tank. So this turned out to be kind of a fiasco and even the end result I'm not super satisfied with. So I'm kind of struggling in my head with how to make this tank as aesthetically pleasing as possible while also being a good habitat for the fish that I have in it, keeping in mind, like I said, that they'll get quite a bit large. I'm sorry I'm rambling. This is just kind of an informal video. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for a video this week, so this kind of just came out of nowhere. I'd had the itching to go get some more wood for this tank, so I finally just decided, well, I'll just go do that. And then when I was thinking about that, I was like, well, I'll just film myself fiddling around with it. since I didn't really have anything pre-planned in my mind to talk about this week. And one of the things I do like to talk about is aquascaping. And I will freely admit that I am not the best aquascaper. I try to learn, and sometimes I get really jealous by some of the videos you can find on YouTube. Some people are really, really, really good at it. And it's just a learning process, I suppose. Number one, you want to keep your fish happy and healthy and keep the environment nice for them. But, also these are things that we're looking at a lot, and you want to kind of make them aesthetically pleasing, not only as a habitat for the fish, but for you as the hobbyist. So sometimes I struggle with that, and I just kind of want to hear some people's thoughts and opinions about this particular tank, what I'm doing, and what you think I should do. Like I said, I'm repeating myself a bit, but I really do like the wood look. So maybe the rocks in combination with the wood isn't the best idea. Maybe I should cut out some of the rocks and just make the wood the focus, and maybe have it in the center as a centerpiece, because there's a little bit of stuff going on in the periphery that maybe makes it a little out of whack. One of the things with this particular rescape I was trying to accomplish was to make it a little more natural looking, and weighed equally on both sides. And I think I might have accomplished that a little bit with the movement of the plants and some of the wood, but I'm still not completely satisfied. So again, let me know, and if you want to, please consider liking and subscribing to my humble channel here. And if anything, it just gives me motivation to do some more videos, and I enjoy your all's videos too. So if you don't make videos, consider doing it. It's not that hard. And if you do, keep it up. My name is Jay. This is Next Door Aquatics, and this is just me farting around with one of my tanks, trying to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Thanks for sticking around on my little ramble of a video, and we'll see you next time.